I swear the animators have to be watching my reviews because they're putting in more freaking chibis by the week. There is so many chibis, I literally lost count in this episode. I mean, it was crazy. If I was not hooked yet, and if I was not interested in it yet, this episode would have defined the factor of what I've continued watching this series. And yes, this series is by far probably one of my favorite series of this actual season. One of my favorites. Is definitely in my top 5 because of what it's doing. Now, the plot of this episode, it was very average. The plot was something I've seen in other anime like Kokoro Connect and all sorts of other different slice of life comedy, I guess, club room type antics. But what sets this episode apart from other series is because the way they integrate animation, cute, adorable moments, facial expressions, just creepy looking laughs, fighting scenes with rival gang members that add comedy gags that remind me of Bimbo Gami or Beelzebub, and you just got all sorts of different antics going on with the club, like, you know, the club naming. That entire scene right there was freaking hilarious. That was a funny freaking moment. Getting to see Takao just, you know, snickering and all that in Chibi mode was freaking awesome. Now, right at the beginning, what really got me, what hooked me to this episode, was when we start to see Takao just jump up trying to change the sign, and all of a sudden you just see her oppai get onto our main character Kenji's face, and then he's like, whoa, and all that. And when they do an entire, like, old school background storytelling saying that they transfer her kinetic energy through her oppai into her slash to be able to do extreme damage. What the freaking hell? I mean, that is a messed up explanation, and the way that just the entire story was wrapped around that was just, it was a different type of fan service, and I really liked that. And speaking of fan service, there's not really much fan service. There's only, I think, about 2 moments I can actually remember fan service this episode. For instance, with the actual pictures with the gang members, you know, betting with their freaking, what they want to bet in that, like, I guess that board game that Roka made. But, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, that board game that Roka made and put in Kenji's bag, and then you have the entire freaking, I guess, gang, 12 band gang or whatever, I forget their name, fighting each other over who will participate was hilarious. And when all of a sudden you see the leader just get left out, he's like, and all that. It's freaking hilarious. I mean, I've seen something like that happen. I know probably a lot of you have, but it's awesome when they're just fighting over something like that. And then all of a sudden he just comes up and he's a man, he's like, snaps the board on his freaking knee. I was like, damn, dude, you just freaking did it. You're going to get hell to pay. And when you got Kenji just jump and hit him, and when you hear the freaking girls, the club members just coming and talking, like, oh yeah, you should bury him. Oh, let's drown him. All their freaking different types. And when you just see them all looking at him in chibi mode and all that, not ready to go all freaking out. This episode had everything that made a good episode of an anime. It had the right amount of comedy, the right amount of animation. It had all sorts of great, I guess, character development with the different characters and getting to see the interaction. They got to see how Kenji is starting to become acceptant towards his club and really starting to care for Roka as the president. So I love this entire aspect of the way this is a character-driven story. Now, one other thing, though, that this series really did correct, and it's probably making me just really excited for this series each freaking week, and it's probably obvious to know why I love this series so freaking much. It is the Chibis. It is literally, that is the main reason why I think I love this show so much, is because I've never seen so many freaking Chibis like this in a single episode, or let alone in a series, unless it's completely orientated towards it like an anime short. So something like this is unique to me, and this is something I love when they use an animation style, because it looks so adorable and moe. Personally, I think chibi characters are more moe than actual moe characters, especially with certain blushing scenes of other anime this season. Now, speaking of blushing, there was some cute blushing moments too with Takao. Oh man, I love her character. She's so adorable. She seems to be the most normal character out of the bunch in this series. I mean, she really feels a lot more normal, and Kenji seems to be the normal male character. So I like the entire group setup, the way each character has their own flaws, different personalities, that really just link together and make you entertained. I mean, I'm liking all the freaking characters, even the side characters, like Otaru. He gets his own little segment. He doesn't get a lot of screen time, but we've all came to the conclusion he's a big freaking M, and he gets declared king of M, because right when he does the freaking thumbs up, when he see Takao trapped in the chair, just like, oh, you're leaving me and all that, just, you know, this D-Frag is the series I would go to if I wanted to watch Chibis have just adorable moments. I recommend this series for anyone. I really do. I mean, I thought D-Frag was going to be okay anime. Before I started this series, I thought it was going to be just, you know, nice, good comedy gag anime about this poor guy getting pressured into going into a club, which technically that did happen. But when you spice it up like this, and you use cliche, I guess, storytelling, plot we've seen before, but at the same time you add in different elements like chibis and just different character personalities that really are kind of different for the atmosphere of the episode, it adds something different, and I like it so much. And also when you add like different character and personality types, or a teacher that loves using a freaking taser. That is, you know, I've seen crazy teachers in freaking anime. I have. There's a lot of them. I could go for hours discussing crazy teachers in anime, especially Becky of this season. You know who Becky is if you watch No-Rin. So, all in all, there's always been crazy teachers in anime, but seeing a crazy teacher that has a freaking, you know, zapper and sleeps in a club room and just watches over this club room as basically a member and looks like a student is something I really don't see a lot, and I love it. So, pretty much, to sum up this entire review of this episode, one of my favorite freaking episodes of this season. This is downright probably my favorite episode of this season, actually, of all the anime. Not probably the best, but it is one of them. What it managed to do, and it managed to capture all my feelings of what I love about anime. So, anyways, guys, this is going to be the end of my anime review on D-Frag this week. Tell me what you think about this anime, and hopefully I impressed you all to actually want to watch this series if you haven't started yet, because this series is a must freaking watch if you're into these type of genres and different type of characteristics. Anyways, guys, y'all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please stay safe. Chibi out.